Yeah, well, again, we're doing some things differently. Nobody's asked about the defense, so everybody's concerned about the changes we made offensively, but we've made some changes defensively. And
is that the switch
I'm not going to announce what we're doing, but we're doing quite a few things different defensively, and nobody's even asked about it. So I don't know what, whether. But again, there is an emphasis on the defense, offensive end around the league. Guys are teams are shooting the analytical three more and going to the three ball more all around the league, not only us. But we've changed some things defensively, and it's helped us, and we're going to continue to do some things, and it also would depend on who's in the lineup. Depending on what we can do differently and the flexibility we have defensively.
DeMar's steal numbers are up this year. We were just asking him about it, and he's kind of like picking his spots but not gambling.
That's huge. That's very important, Michael. I think it's so important because, when we do some things defensively, we don't want to gamble. We want to be solid. We got burnt in the Laker game a couple of times, and definitely in the Golden State game when we jumped out in the passing lane and gambled and missed. And when you do that against good offensive teams, you get burnt. So we want to make sure what we're doing, we're aggressive, but we're solid.
Wayne, so much talk with this team about their backcourt, obviously, but how conscious do you have to be then of the others as well? I mean, they got a lot of bigs and a lot of talented front court guys.
Nurkic he's a horse. I mean, he's a stud as far as a guy coming, getting into post position, catching the ball, shooting the jump shot, handling the basketball. They quarterback through him a lot. Congleton is shooting. They have an excellent shooting team outside of Lillard and McCollum, so you can't fall asleep just concentrate on those two guys because they do have very capable shooters around. Aminu's shooting the ball very well right now because they know that teams pay so much attention to their two main guys that their feet are set. They're in rhythm when the ball is kicked out. So. They're an good offensive team, but most of all, where they got us in preseason, they just physically browbeat us on the boards. They're #1 in offensive rebounding, #1 in second chance points. So when they do shoot it and miss, that's when your work begins.
Have you been happier the last couple of games with what you've seen from your team rebounding-wise after the
San Antonio was a huge letdown. We've done a better job. We've got to continue it. One game doesn't make a season. Definitely 2 games don't. So we just got to make sure we don't have slippage in that area, depending on who's playing and who's not playing, if we're small or whatever. Because sometimes we do have a small lineup, but that means that's where you have to be tough and box out and make sure there's attention to detail of knowing where your man is going to the offensive glass.